Why did the... Oh. Ha, I'm silly, aren't I? Alright. Does that look a little weird? That one's not even like... Okay, that's a bit better. Hey, we got her. Alright. Burger joint, spaz 15. Alright. Oh, they're doing a point ward. Okay. 1918? Hold on, just before we start. Hold on. Okay, there's not enough of that. Alright. I have to wait an hour for that? Okay. Uh, okay, these are different records then. Now that harvest season here, everyone is eager to pick their something. As an important city within the purification zone on German soil, Bremen is often the first choice for immigration refugees due to its unique urban policies. Outskirts of Bremen, Germany. Today is just like any other day in Bremen. Border control is being sworn by a large jostling crowd. For those who are desperate to escape from a life of suffering, this place is either their last remaining lifeline. I felt like I read that long. Okay, whatever. .317 kilometers away from the Bremen quarantine wall checkpoint. We should keep moving and rendezvous with Team B as soon as possible. This is earlier than has the dazzling sunlight on her body. If you want to loosen up a bit, there are better alternatives than doing Soviet morning broadcast workouts. Shooting away or shaking off the rats sniffing at us. They've sure been patient. We have been keeping a very low profile, but they still managed to sniff us out. We are now on foreign territory. Things could get tricky if we cause a shootout before meeting with Madame Ulrich. Yeah, so this is right before. Because I'm valuable. Not because I'm dangerous, we can just ignore them, RPK. I've planned a route. By the way, I recommend setting off sooner rather than later, or 12 will start suffering from anti-withdrawal symptoms. I got a new plan. There's a place in Bremen that I want to check out before meeting with Ulrich. We'll regroup with the others afterward. Kind of place would pique Miss Angie's interest enough to warrant a special visit. It's not for you to worry about. Our new plan. Second-hand record shop in Bremen, Old Town. Name is Million Roses. It's an old shop. Spare you're looking for is by Ulrich's side. To be the first person you meet in Germany. Wrinkle her nose at the faint musty smell of mold and dust coming from inside the shop. The slightly rundown record shop is located on a quiet street with very few pedestrians. You two stand guard out here. Try to lay low, don't draw too much attention. Are we really going in alone? Don't worry, I won't snap anyone's neck. Our job is just to obey. It's okay when you have no business being with the rest of us 94. Second-hand record shop with barely any customers. There's an old shopkeeper who's currently sitting behind the counter. He is reading an old-fashioned newspaper, smoking perched between his lips. He does not seem remotely interested in Angie. Covered is also the name of the shop. 1983. Even such an old piece of antique gardener has no interest in a shop like this. Put stock in these days. We're forced to take a closer look. Feels like it could fall apart any second. Andrew opens the album to reveal a cherished record in mint condition. Turn a leaf of the album packaging and some words written in slightly faded ink. Dear you, in 100 years, I will probably be long gone. The world I'm living in right now is filled with despair. It's sad that the humankind would only start working together in earnest when faced with a natural disaster. Imagine you, who are now reading this note, must be living in a better, more unified world where problems such as radiation and environmental contamination have been solved. If that is true, then I must say from the bottom of my heart how I envy you. Customers are few and far between. Sometimes it won't get even a single patron an entire week. Right now, the shop is the busiest it has been in a long while. I hope I haven't kept you waiting for long. Samosina. Here, can you call me Agent Q? So you're just blatantly advertising the fact that you're a double agent. Don't worry, I work both jobs meticulously. Neither of my bosses will come to any harm. Get to the point. This is just fine. I don't like beating around the bush either. I've read your file in Librica, investigating Paradise, aren't you? Then we're on the same side regarding this matter. Well, both of them. They share the same position. Continuing this discussion. It's impossible to explain everything in just a few words. Why don't buy me a coffee? I only like vodka. They have coffee vodka on the menu. That's an insult to vodka. Yes. Alright. Secret conversation on hold to purchase some food and records like ordinary customers. Angie gets herself the Million Roses and a cup of decaf vodka coffee. On the other hand, Q orders practically every snack and beverage available on the menu. We better finish it all. Don't worry, this will last me through the entire afternoon. The sunspot incident? The incident that says the Stasi's intelligence work on the Neo-Soviet Union back by 20 years? Precisely. Ever since then, the Stasi's reputation and status have gone down the gutter. My boss in Germany is, how do I put it, an overachieving perfectionist workaholic. To give you a rough idea, if there were a pasta making competition, he would end up making pasta so long it could go around the planet 3 times. Yeah, that's the kind of freak she is. To its full glory, ambitious aspiration, but she actually did it. I'll let you take a peek. A peek? Only a peek? Astonishing, isn't it? Didn't mention anything about this system. Miraculous, don't you think? Looks like your boss in the video is practically the Stasi's running dog at this point. Might not be the best choice of word, but that's pretty much how it is. The system named Beasting is essentially a real-time surveillance system, but my boss in Germany has recently discovered that there's someone else behind it. Paradise. Indeed. Is this why you insist on being the first to meet me in Germany? Yes, the Sparrow by Ultra site has long been transparent. Angie, we can work together on this. This whole thing is so laughable, I don't even know what to say. May look like a sports car, but the wheels are manually pushed by 4 men hiding underneath. That's the truth with many new inventations. How do I hide from the surveillance system? You don't. It's impossible. Which is why I'm taking such a big risk meeting you in person. This information can only come straight from me to you. Anything remote, they'll see. If there are any unknown personnel around you, or if you communicate via an unencrypted channel, they'll see. I have no desire to get involved in the Stasi's infighting. Relax, I'll handle K. Back when we were in training, I always beat him in everything. That's why he's only good enough to work under a little sheep like the incumbent director. Absolutely. What is the basis of your judgment? Reimbursement is 3 times K's. Who's this Sparrow by Ultrich side? Secretary Moro to choose what they call a Nido. So she already knew that, but had to take steps in order to expose her, which is what I thought. You get the bill, my treat next time. Disappearing silently behind the shelves, Angie's left on her own. Okay. Autobahn in Berlin. A 7-seater Porsche SUV is cruising steadily at 120 kilometers per hour. Germany oak tree bathing in the sun on both sides of the road flash by rapidly. Play something else. How am I supposed to sleep with this blaring on the stereo? This is precisely to keep myself awake. Muro escaped from the plane. Yep. She jumped right off from a height of about 400 feet. The Stasi has been searching the river channels in the area. Nothing. What did Kay say? This is a matter that concerns only the German government. That's it. Yeah. Try to wake me early 94. We'll send you the coordinates. I'm driving at the moment. By the way, 16 has something to tell you. Just received the message in my intern. The message completely bypassed my firewall. I only noticed it when it came through. What does it say? The subject is a Bible verse number. John 8:12. I am the light of the world. He that followeth with me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Stupid question, but does this remind you of anyone in particular? Do I look like I know someone so obnoxious? I hope you will forgive me for meddling, but I deeply regret what happened in Berlin and the bad decisions the Stasi have made due to internal strife. There are things I wish to discuss with you concerning Paradise. Please meet me after lunch. Then there's an address. It looks like a bar in the old town. Athena's Owl. People with no convictions, pretentious pricks. William. Will you go to the meeting? No. I would have been interested if things were different. But now, it's too late and I don't have time for this. Just ignore him. Let's meet at the mansion. Being a bit too impatient. Once Angie has made up her mind, even I can't hold her back. Just do as she says. Of course. Send them the coordinates. Done. his problem. We passed the speed restricted stretch. Generally speaking, the advisory speed limit here is 130, but there are stretches where the limit doesn't apply. Why should we let them pass? Hey, we're in a disguised civilian vehicle. Proper demonstration of how to operate in disguise. For the record, this is my boss's car. Anything else I need to know? Let's get it all. Let's all get. I don't want to throw up in the car. Black Porsche roars to life and speeds down the autobahn at a speed of nearly 200 kilometers an hour. Oh, okay, word of memory. Dead return your destiny, your souls dissolve into nothingness. Life is so fragile, all it takes is a bullet, a fire, or a stroke of bad luck for it to be snuffed out. Well, that's a little rude. From her subconscious, Angela finds herself standing right in the middle of the disaster. Bomb container trembling as she prays. She is utterly hopeless in the face of what happened. And she stares at the girl wandering the deafening noises around her. Telling you to get up. Ah, it's younger her, Angie. Consciousness into the bottom of the abyss. Oh, okay. Didn't bother to ask what AK-12 is doing in her room. She's gotten used to it. Are you alright? Grim look on AK-12's face. What do you mean? You are moaning and talking in your sleep. You seem to be having a nightmare. To be honest, it was really unlike you. Grossed me out a bit. Stats tag Zelensky threw me a welcoming banquet. All the dishes were duck. I'd rather eat dirt. Ask more questions. He simply gets up and makes a cup of very strong tea, which she leaves on the bedside table. He's reached Berlin. They left you a message 2 hours ago. The Earl sent the commander. That much is obvious. Since he wouldn't work with him, he has to send someone who would. Do you think the Earl can be trusted? He is the one who pulls the strings behind Griffin. Whoever doesn't trust their boss will have to jump ship. I've never liked him. We have nothing in common. You have a lot in common with Agent Q. I believe about half of what she says. No, it would make their job much more difficult if they get caught between me and the Earl. It's just going to leave them on red. Send them the information you've learned from fighting Marode, and tell them that while I appreciate their offer to help, I must go about this on my own. Don't trust anyone, especially the Earl. Always. Contacting the Stasi in Berlin. Oh, by the way, we also heard from Kay. He has apparently arranged for Agent U to take care of your needs in Berlin. You gotta watch me. I haven't responded to his messages, but I suppose it's only a matter of time for the Stasi to track us down. If Q and U end up locking horns, whose side should we take? We just have to stay ahead and let them duke it out. Whoever comes out on top will catch up with us. Investigate William. Nothing else matters to me. Around test as the edges are standing in the safe house, mirrored of cartridges, first aid kits, and several crates of weaponry are piled on the floor. There are also two very eye-catching grenade launchers. Suggested just Angie with her eyes. Best prepare 2 more support teams. I know it's plenty, but you can never be too careful. Also, when will the dolls get here? Our bodies of flesh are very fragile. Much more precarious compared to those in human creatures. That's all for now. M4A1 carbine is in front of an M203 grenade launcher. As for backup, I recommended leaving with me. Are we planning to demolish the old house? Since we'll be meeting a creature that fell 400 feet from the sky and came away unscathed, I believe we should show her some basic courtesy. Starting a secret agent. Like I said, this is considered basic. An hour from now? You mean I only have an hour to search the mansion? Timing isn't up to me. Rather big fish will get here in less than an hour. Someone impaired us. Then as the fish bait, I'd better set off. We have the best weapon she can ask for. I'm pretty sure they did take ammo, though. Berlin Williams' former residence. The woods on the lawn remind me of Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Freshly made. Should proceed with caution. At least let me in 94 scout ahead first. Uninhabited since a long time ago. The group will walks to the front yard. It must have been many years since a gardener last tended to it. There are no signs of any other living creatures. It's so quiet. No heat sources detected inside the building. Meaningful nod. RPK-16 turns around and starts pulling out her equipment. Thick layer of dust there, so out of use. The hinges look as if they might fall right off the wall. She's on. Patch her through. Fishing, the most important thing to have is patience. I hope your fish is worth it. Don't worry, I have my eyes on you. Well, Andrew. Sources approaching its paradise. So is this the retelling of the other one? Last time we fought in a mansion, right? Set traps, right? Told us to aid you to the best of our ability and will now send you our information on the battlefield. Alright, he's going numb. Don't mind me, Senji. Please live this. Still a little confused as to where we are in the story, but that's okay. Probably sort of switched and then brought him up with the rescue. That's fine, whatever. And she's stunned for 1 turn, okay. Doesn't even look like she's taking damage. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I cannot deploy my own team. Okay. There we go. Well, that was a little weird, but oh well. We got it. Former residence. Tears down the wooden doors along with the wall around them. The debris crashes onto the floor, throwing up a cloud of dust. The two originally separate spaces are now connected. Answered by a bullet, clearly unimpressed by the overly keen greeting. A figure darts out from behind the woman with the gray hair. Sharp clang of colliding metal reveals the weapon's true nature. Oh, it's loading. But as a well-mannered officer worker, I'm not good at hurling insults like a rabid mutt. Attached to it is the culprit behind the smashed door. Angel's armor-piercing rounds has not left even a scratch on her. Monstrosity that has taken the shape of a woman. Dashes away without any hesitation. Posing body between Angie and the woman, her crimson eyes fixed on the woman's wriggling mechanical tail. The tail shoots out like a hunting snake, swinging the blade at a speed too fast for the human eye to catch. Sliced up cabinet are thrown into the air by the sheer force of the impact, then they fall back to the ground under the pile of gravity and smashed into bits. AK-15's Kevlar vest where her right arm meets her shoulder. Bionic skin on the spot has also been scraped off, revealing the suggestive metallic gleam underneath. As well as around, scientist Miss Gray, the Lady of Ashes. No, there's no information about her in the bee sting system. Restored to its former glow, you say? Maybe my access clearance isn't high enough. You're not really after paradise, are you? You simply want true ownership over the bee sting system. Working with clever people can be so tricky, but the good news is our objectives do align until we have what we want. Grabs his disused fire axe without thought and buries it straight into the head of an incoming strut. The strut falls limply onto its knees. Two more struts appear behind it in the hallway. Shaw once told her that AK-15 was invincible. She believes in Shaw. She believes in AK-12. Keeping myself alive. Keep her distance while laying down suppressive fire. All of a sudden, a cold and dangerous gleam appears right in front of her, forcing her back. Acting on pure instinct, she drops her weapon and quickly vaults backward to pull away. Sliced cleanly into the red blur that darted out, and her peripheral vision has now been retracted. Father's obsession with Soviet technology. Unfortunately, you can only put so much distance between us in this limited space. Twice as long as her head. P-43 Gray's head, but the round simply bounces off her scorpion tail. Dox is tuning into a trio then. Bull is on par, if not superior, to that of a military unit. However, she takes damage from bullets. The problem is her tail. One of the exterior is incredibly tough and sharp. The same goes for the blades protruding from her hands. If we don't do something about that, we won't be able to take her out. The news having observed her for a while, I found her weakness. Come back at me taking my tweak time. My eyes can only spot her movements, but your eyes can spot her weakness. I have a faith in my combat. One more thing. fend off attacks coming in from 2 separate directions at the same time. Front, one in the back, one from the left, one from the right. 2 snowy white shadows charging at the same time. Causes an actual sonic boom as she takes off. In the moment it takes to draw breath, they manage to close in and appear right in front of Gray. Counter AK-15's brute force. Gazes at Gray evenly as she continues to shove her combat knife closer and closer towards her face. Whom she thought she had dispatched is hanging onto her tail with their ankles crossed over each other. The rest of the tail, the connecting section, is significantly less robust. Pulls the pin off the grenade that she has hooked onto the joint where the blade is connected to the tail. Explodes with a deafening boom. Same with her hands. Mechanical grow and the wooden floorboards beneath her feet splinter under the immense pressure. Leaving black charred marks on AK's face. She has ripped the blade clean off of one of Gray's arms. Pierces the spot where the grenade has just gone off. The stinger rays in the air before clattering to the floor. Damaged scorpion tail strikes AK-12 again. Without the stinger, its attack no longer much of a punch. We'll use the strategy of attacking from 2 directions. Only one. This Russell's AK-12. She won't be able to protect herself from AK-12 bolts. Through the air just above her head, the force behind the strike cues a groove that spans several meters into the wall behind her. You even catch a glimpse of her assailant until the figure suddenly appears right next to Gray. Ah, gig. For this lost rabbit to scurry back to its den in panic. The glare of dust, the grandiose wall behind the mahogany desk bears an intricate painting of a large yew tree with numerous branches, each offshooting, pointing towards a portrait miniature. Sheer size of this family, but what confuses her is that at the very top, the 2 offshoots denoting the 2 latest family members have been scorched. The names and the faces are utterly unrecognizable. One of them was a girl. Almost the men of this family all had long hair. Sorry, I have a favor to ask. Sound like you got beaten up by 10 Siberian brown bears. Not too far off, we got ambushed by Murrow. Paradise's hands, so please. Don't give up, I'm coming to help. Check on Kalan for me. So maybe this is slightly different. Should make some sense. I will be right back. Later. This must be memories then. Ah, there's her art. Okay. Have the upper hand just moments ago. I completely wiped out in 6 seconds flat, but those 6 seconds. Q and who's ever behind her are collaborators of the Wet faction. She is also involved in arms trafficking. No time for your infighting. Troy's all information about Q. Any last words? Better explain yourself. Kind of low after all. That was a little. All Stagi agents have access to the safe houses after all. You didn't think your entire ammo store would be used against me, did you? Maybe you'd make an excellent partner. Fortunately, it worked out just fine in the end. Tracking Grand Media as well as another high-spec Nido. And 94, we haven't hurt them the whole time. As well as A94 is crashed on the spot. There's no sign of her. Okay. Ah, so we are fighting RPK now. Okay. Is that it? Nope. Okay, it's not your fault. No one could have seen this coming. Not even me. Don't worry, we won't let her get away. Or if you use at any time, we'll keep you up to date if necessary. Let's stop her at all costs. And then 94 is gone. Okay. As well as we have a Goliath already. Alright. What I would like to try to do is use both of the Goliaths on her. 1, 2, 3, throw, pick up, and then throw again. Also, it's for one turn. Okay. Immobilize, though. Okay. So now we set you to eliminate, which should move you over. I was expecting them to be able to kill, which is not going to happen. Okay. Hold on. Nope, hold on, hold on. Yes, and then we have to talk to A94. So we can detonate that from here. Okay. So as long as we're not immediately within one node, we should be fine. This is the only trap it gives you, so if you can't necessarily kill with this team, then you gotta be able to kill with Angelo's team. Unless there's some other trick, but I don't see anywhere else to really go. What exactly do you mean by that, game? Okay. So they want me to come down here and pick up the other team before fighting her. Okay. I've got you now. Alright. Hello, why not try out Ultra X? It's NPC only and you get more rewards. Yes. Playing games.
Should be red car.
Fine.
Looks good. You like it?
Yeah.
Got the new
Alright, sorry for that interruption. I don't want to do UX, at least right now. We will do it later. Just because I like to go through, kind of do the story and whatnot, and then do a second run. Down over here, blow up the Goliath, which is going to stun her, and then I can run over and pick up the rest. And yes, thank you, Zax, for coming back. Okay. Overall harm has actually come to 94. RPK 16, or RPK's programming caused her to do this. Doesn't matter, I don't care why she did it. I'll make her pay for this. So better than you. Don't underestimate her. Do everything you can to capture her. And if you're alive, we gotta figure out what the hell she's up to. Ah, there we go. Okay. There's not anybody else at this point that I can get. Didn't know the dialogue on UX 12 and 15 are split up. Ah, okay. Well, you wouldn't know that if I play on UX, then would you? No, it's fine. I'm also like a week late on getting to this because I've been sick, but that's alright. Still parked in the same spot, but the agent herself is nowhere to be found. Returns the car looking very grim. You wanna... There we go. Leading us in circles and wasting our time deliberately. Forget about our parent. Since we can't get in touch with Q either, we're on our own. Spit it out. Tracker planet in Greystale was discovered. Its last known position before it got destroyed is somewhere in Berlin. Dandelion's location, which the commander sent us, happens to be in the same direction. Their destination is pretty obvious. Contamination zone. It's quite close to Berlin. Give me the car keys, I'll drive. It could make your injuries worse. Send back with 15, I'll ride track and keep an eye on her. Adjust the driver's seat and rear mirror, which reflects your tired face. Are you sure about this? Shouldn't we at least? At least what? Know what you're thinking, but no support is coming. If RPK 16 is still stopping me from getting it, it's exactly what I'm gonna do. When I said this, you're still going, aren't you? And I can't let you go on your own. Going on your own is always bad. Dull and monotonous, while the atmosphere within the vehicle is somber, everyone seems preoccupied with their own thoughts. Covered in injuries and running headfirst in your contamination zone to fight the boss. With no backup and a stolen car. I know what I'm doing. Of course you do. I'm sure you always know where there's only so much we can do in this sorry state, yeah? Hold on, stop the car. There isn't a single car in sight, not to mention we've committed so many crimes, breaking one more traffic rule isn't going to kill us. Your eyelids are drooping. That's better. It's offering to drive, but this works too. It gradually rises outside the windows, creating a rare moment of tranquility. What's wrong? I think I've heard this song somewhere before. Common, nothing special. What is it this time? I just threw them in the basket. Okay.
Maisie had accidents this morning.
Oh. Okay.
I kept hearing this weird rattling, like weird sound, and it almost sounded like an animal trying to get in the house.
Yeah.
But like early this morning, like 8 o'clock. So I got up and like bathed and got ready for the day, and then I realized it was her trying to get out her doggy door to go potty.
Oh.
And I always shut it at night, you know, and then I usually get up and let her out in the morning, and I failed to do so this morning.
Alright.
So she peed on the floor. So thankfully just on that rug. Okay, we're gonna make stromboli for dinner.
Alright.
I'm gonna have you guys come help.
Okay. Don't you think we've been driving for too long? This motorway seems endless. I don't remember it being so long on our way here. You're always so stubborn, Angie. Was only dispatched because of your rash decisions. So many paid a heavy price for what you've done. Won't you at least reflect on your actions a little? This would be a path of no return, yet you carried on regardless. You forced me to prove my allegiance to my true master. Vehicle's out of control. Causing the vehicle to overturn without warning. It's momentary. This momentum propels it straight off the road. Angie feels herself free falling in an endless moment of weightlessness. Everything seems to have disappeared or perhaps engulfed by darkness. The state of weightlessness stretches on, make matters worse. Angie's ears start ringing painfully. Failed. Futile, then what is the point in struggling? Can only show my loyalty through betrayal. I am you when I am I. Ah. Here's your memory. No matter how the people around you present themselves, you never change your mind. I expected nothing less from my student. I seem to know her well enough. Time is fair to each and every one of us, especially you. Now I have the opportunity to understand it all. I dare not believe any of this. To think you actually went and sacrificed your own student. Haven't we reached the conclusion long ago? This morality, resurrection, whatever you'd like to call it, it's nothing but pointless fantasy. Pure and simple butchery, an affront to human life in the name of your own ideas. This is a betrayal of those very ideas. If I had known from the very start that this was what you were trying to achieve within the Evangel axis, I would have never agreed to using this technology on Sana. Martha, you deceived me. None of this was for Sana at all. You servant of evil. Blackwell, Berlin, 2051. Oh, that's the end of that log. Okay. Different Angie. Also different Angie. Okay. So each of these represents part of her, right? I don't think this is a good time to reactivate the Holy Grail, but I have no choice. I considered waiting until all the pressures are, but the situation doesn't allow it. Oh, how I resent my past self. If I had been more tactful, more conscious, I wouldn't be targeted by those assholes at the Relic Agency. To the States, but it's at least a 3-day wait just for dexamethasone injection at the local hospital for us foreigners. It's too weak and cowardly. It was already technologically feasible back then, but I was simply too scared. I didn't have the courage to get to my feet again. But now I can't afford to hesitate anymore. I've decided to leave behind my old name and take a new one. Hella. Sana's eyes are closed as I hold her in my arms, but there may still come a day when she will walk again. Mittner, Moscow, 2051. Three breakout collapse radiation has contaminated large swaths of land in high intensity. Conventional warfare has decimated the world population. Seen within the naked eye is the scorched earth left by the war. It is unclear when the tender green that represents hope will ever return to this land. Thick and sticky wind blows by, bringing up bits and pieces of green crystal fragments which are crushed underfoot by a pair of military boots. Who's in a protective suit trudges through the wet soil, his communicators signal light alternating between green and red. The Ranger's transport. Damn, this visibility. Even Pushkin's poems are clearer than my view. Transports are still stationary, they haven't moved at all. Keep a close eye on it. If anything changes, report it at once. Alright. Oh, I can't wait for this goddamn war to be over so I can go back to Moscow and kiss my muses. If the platoon leader hears about your noble dream, trust me, her boot will kiss your nose with great passion. What's so funny? She became a platoon leader without ever setting foot on the battlefield. Yeah, commander college graduates are just different. Like us pure cannon fodders. Is this really the point? Obviously. Not everyone who graduates from commander college gets this kind of special treatment. It's mostly down to her family background. But there's a captain she practically has, I want to be a field marshal carved on her forehead. Determined to complete her first field mission with flying colors. If you mess up. Something seems to be happening at Century Point 1. Have the Rangers reinforcements arrived? Hold on, have you notified the platoon leader? I've got nothing to say to that little Devotchka. You are the platoon leader to me. You must obey the chain of command on the field. I noticed a radio signal at Century Point 1, but it disappeared. I suspect the Rangers comms channel? Can you crack the encryption? No, can't do. The radiation levels are too high. Our equipment is older than me and totally useless. Rundown factory building on one of the islands. Standing sentry at the Alexander waves to him. Any equipment younger than you is either at the repair plant or in the junkyard. Now stop whining and keep an eye on Century Point 1. We're just doing recon on the actual fighting. Let me tell you, we're lucky this is just a recon mission. It would be really uneasy if the rookie leader were to command us in an actual battle. So by the book, they do exactly what their textbooks tell them to do. Enough. And the new platoon leader is seated behind a splicers table on which her comms equipment is set up. Leaning back into her chair, she scrolls through her tablet with her long legs propped up against the table edge. How unpedants like that. Here for another dose of anti-radiation meds. And the vehicle supply crate, get it yourself. Yep, the new equipment I swept from the command post picks up shatter pretty well. Alexander returns from getting his new dose of anti-radiation. He finds Anna still staring pensively at the screen. What are you doing? Trying to figure out the Rangers' objective. Our job is to observe their movements. No, with our strength, we can't possibly engage them in a direct confrontation. That much is obvious, but these remote and deserted islands have no tactical value whatsoever. So what are the Rangers doing here? Use of the thing that's attached to your neck. Merits on the battlefield don't just jump into your hand. Scouting the island in the red zone area. The radiation levels there. They're way beyond what the human body can withstand. I know that. I think the radioactivity fallout has rendered the area impossible to survey. The Rangers think it's worth conducting a mission all the way out here. Who knows, this objective could earn us a couple of stars on our uniforms or maybe more. Two squads in 3rd platoon. Half of our men are new recruits conscripted at the beginning of the year. They're basically civilians given guns. It's worth a try. As long as we're smart about it, it isn't impossible. Thought you would be different from the previous platoon leader. Jackass who squandered his subordinates' lives. No, nothing like him at all. He wouldn't think twice about sending you to your death, but I will make sure you stay alive long enough till the war ends and you can go home as heroes. If you had any real experience, you would know how small and fragile we humans really are, like snowflakes in the Siberian winter. Spear without a single trace. Yeah, I've known that for a long time. Something's going on at Century Point 2. The Geiger counter is detecting a large spike in radiation levels. There are resonance and surveillance handbook. Basic infantry tactics. Make sure you find out when you get back to camp. Keep monitoring the situation. Do they really intend to train them? What else? Come into contact with fire, but what if it's a Siberian blizzard? Carved on my forehead, I want to be a field marshal. Let me think about it. Now that you're my subordinates, I'll make sure to make excellent soldiers out of you. You're hesitant to put your faith in me, that's only natural, but I firmly believe that time will tell everything. Get the soldiers in 3rd platoon up to your brother Ramzan's level. You might actually achieve world domination. He's dead. This is the infantry 57th Guards Division station on Island P. I've sent out troops to intercept the Rangers standing ground combat. However, a company has slipped through the blockade. Wanting your troops to intercept them at once and prevent them from linking up with the Rangers. You have no authority to mobilize my troops. By the brass, I'm to direct the preliminary military operations here. I must remind you that the 3rd platoon only compromises 2 squads, which are currently split up across 2 sentry points to monitor the enemy. We have minimal recon equipment and firepower. Vince, just leave the equipment behind. I'm coming with backup. That is an order. What are the Rangers doing in the red zone? At the very least, I need to know what the 3rd platoon is fighting for. Captured a criminal codenamed Capita. This person may be in possession of top secret information pertaining to relic technology. That's all we currently know. Intelligence is still investigating the matter. Take the main force 3 hours to get here. You and I are the only ones who can intercept the Rangers' reinforcements right now. Acknowledged, Captain. Odd. Is that VSK? It is. A sniper team. Okay. Ball 3. Alright. Capture all 3 sides, right? Only attack your units when Anna's heart rate is higher than 60 BPM. Anna's heart rate is lower than 60 BPM. Okay. But I really shouldn't need that as long as I can move this unit, which I can. Yes, capture the HQ. Okay. A normal difficulty have even more cursed Makarov mod at level 30? What? Is that even... Okay. I wasn't aware that was a thing, but okay. Turn off. Okay. Top of 5 time link and 100 infection. Okay. Seems like a weird choice for just a extra group to give, but okay. Yeah, alright. Only 6 for the supply box? Miss those days of sharing sandwiches with you at Hopkins. I was so foolish and innocent back then. I thought I had all the time in the world, but before I knew it, I already found myself in Beslan. This is a city with extremely harsh winters, and even the weather is making me mean-spirited. Indeed, you can never imagine what the people here think of me. Mean-spirited, such a novel word. Also, Sana's allergic reactions are getting more and more severe. I'm starting to lose the will to keep playing the role of mother properly. It cannot be helped. I suppose it is fate. Still, I do have some interesting news. I'm a student. Compared to Sana, she is much more like me. We have different hair colors and nationalities, but I have a feeling that she might be a kindred spirit. Minter Beslan 2047. Yes?
In 15 minutes, come help cook.
Okay. In the winter of 2047, the war is the subject of every conversation. The whole world reeks of steel and blood. Even the frigid winter in Beslan cannot put out the raging fire in the people's hearts. High school number 1. Be so stupid. Do all generals on the front lines have shit for brains? Better commander than this guy. I don't get it. How could they screw this up? Did they not do any intelligence work at all? This is pissing me off so much. I heard it's because American spies have infiltrated our ranks. A few students are huddled over a news report discussing it in hushed tones and expressing their views. Was just saying her piece, spots Xenia walking into the classroom and runs up to her immediately. On the front lines. Well, if it were good news, you'd be broadcast all over the school by now. Be able to get out on the front lines. Have you heard? The command college has established new branches in many places. They even have crash courses. Crash courses that will get you prepped and ready for the battlefield in 3 months. We'll still have to wait until we finish 11th grade, won't we? Who knows where the front line will be? It could be right here one day. We will be victorious. Oh, right. Have you finished yesterday's homework? Cosmin is super scary. Anna, have you finished it? Let me copy yours. It's loading. Oh, Anna. Okay. Don't touch my stuff. Roadside picnic. You know, like old wallpaper in the corners are wrinkles from being heavily dog-eared. It's on its last legs and pages are threatening to come loose. Ski Brothers, Anna. This is a great addition. You really should take better care of it. You get even more battered if you just leave it tumbling around in your school bag. Yellow discoloring at home. Why don't you let me give your book a facelift? No, thanks. Dust off the cover lovingly and places it back inside her school bag with great care. Buries her head back in her arms on her desk and returns to her snooze. You can copy mine, it's on my desk. Anna hasn't been here for long and doesn't know us well, so mind your manners. So you don't have a single mean bone in you. That's what makes you class captain material. I would never be able to do that. Ignore me all you want, but you still have to hand in your homework. Are you using a grade 7 class 1? You are. I'm Armin from grade 10 class 3, Anna's brother. Oh, nice to meet you. How can I help you? Anna forgot her homework, so I brought it over. She put all that effort into doing it at home yesterday, but then forgot to put it in her school bag. Pretty late last night. It's alright. Let's go home together today after school. I'll come and pick you up. Mom made your favorite portion, goblutzi. Goboltzi? Goboltzi. They'll taste bad if they get cold. Rosman has been going to the guard. He's going to the guard regime every day recently. Given him an earful for the stupid joke he made a few days ago. Come get you later then. She just needs some time. Please take care of her. Best at communicating. I get it. It's a new environment for her. Classmates are all very nice and welcoming. Sure, Anna will be able to adjust very soon. Thank you for being so understanding. Usual jovial chatter can always be heard through the door, but the office is unusually quiet today. Even the desk is uncharacteristically tidy. This isn't like him at all. Completely empty save for the Russian teacher who is silently leafing through a copy of the collected works of Dostoevsky. Mr. Kuzmin, is he usually at the office around the time? Class is to be a self-study session today. What happened? Just leave the homework there. The new teacher will look through it when she gets here. What about Mr. Kuzmin? Bespectacled middle-aged woman. She lets out a sigh and takes off her glasses to clean them. His elder brother gave his life for this country. He's a decorated hero worthy of respect. Kuzmin has decided to follow in his footsteps and serve our country. I wish him all the best. By the way, more and more foreigners have been moving into the area these days. Tell your classmates to be extra careful on their way home. The guard regiment is doing their job, of course, but they can't be on patrol 24/7. Don't let her on the road and make sure you stick together. I'll tell the others. Everyone along as hostages. That's pretty astute. Soon after that news came about Mr. Kuzmin's death, the headmaster personally identified the body and held a simple memorial service in a chapel nearby. Lies quietly at the feet of a great statue of the Holy Mother. A priest and a group of students dressed in black stand to the side solemnly. Trembles slightly as she sprinkles on some salt. She last saw this teacher not even a week ago. Teacher loved this land more than anything. He has gone to heaven to watch over his homeland. So, dug from the schoolyard, you will be our most beloved teacher forever and always. Tribute that can be paid to such a warrior. Say when the teacher was found, his charred body was still clutching our school emblem. It's all because of those sons of bitches. They sold us out. It's what got Mr. Kuzmin killed. But what can we do? Better not die before we graduate. There are things we can do without graduating school. Have they sent you an invitation as well? Yeah, but I'm still trying to think it through. Still have class in the afternoon. Mr. Kuzmin said many times that his biggest wish was for us to study hard and graduate. Yes? Yeah, give me just a minute. Supposed to be teaching this lesson, a series of footsteps. Alright. Sorry to stop here. People, life, whatever they want me. So, catch you guys in hour, 2 hours or so. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for a little bit. I'll come back and